Hello students, welcome to MJC Learning. Today from IT subject chapter e-commerce, we are going to learn about e-commerce forms and EDI technology. So let's begin. In forms of e-commerce, we will learn two types, that is m-commerce or mobile commerce, and second social commerce. And in e-commerce technology, we will be learning about EDI technology. So let's start with mobile commerce. M-commerce or mobile commerce is the buying and selling of goods and services through wireless handheld devices such as smartphones and tablets. As a form of e-commerce, mobile commerce enables users to access online shopping platforms without needing to use a desktop computer. M-commerce is the process of paying for services using a mobile phone or a personal organizer. That is, M-commerce only includes devices we carry around with us, such as smartphone or a tablet. So to differentiate, M-commerce uses mobile devices and e-commerce uses computers for commercial transactions. Some people refer to M-commerce as next generation of e-commerce. Both e-commerce and m-commerce have similar meanings and goals which are not identical. In m-commerce, people can use their mobile devices and can do their business transactions anywhere as long as they have internet connection and they are online. So m-commerce is equal to e-commerce plus wireless web. M-commerce can be categorized by function as either mobile shopping, mobile banking, or mobile payments. Mobile shopping allows a customer to purchase a product from a mobile device using an application such as Amazon, Flipkart, or any other shopping application. Some of the applications of m-commerce are as follows. First one is mobile banking. Second, mobile ticket booking. Third, mobile marketing and advertisement. Fourth, e-bill payment. Fifth, stock market trading. Sixth, online auctions. Seventh, content purchase and delivery, etc. In mobile banking, banks and other financial institutions use mobile commerce to allow the customers to access account information and make transactions. Mobile ticketing is a process where customers can order, pay, obtain, and validate tickets from any location at any time using mobile phones. Tickets can be booked and cancelled using certain applications on the mobile. Tickets can be purchased online via text messaging or in a secure mobile application. Mobile marketing is highly responsive sort of marketing campaign. Corporations are now using mobile commerce to expand everything from services to marketing and advertising. Electronic bills or e-bills include mobile vouchers, coupons to be redeemed, and even loyalty points or card system. Online auctions are also made available via mobile phones. So m-commerce provides easy store access, better user experience, creates new marketing channels, and reduces cost, and productivity. So these were some of the advantages and applications of m-commerce. Now next, we will switch over to the second form of e-commerce, that is social commerce. Social commerce is a subset of e-commerce that involves social media, online media that supports social interaction. Social commerce is the use of social networks in the context of e-commerce transactions. It enables shoppers to get advice from trusted individuals and find goods and services and then purchase them. The social networks that spread the advice have been found to increase the customer's trust in one retailer over the other. So social commerce encompasses global and local marketplaces. It includes large businesses selling products to millions of social media followers, to individual buyers and sellers. Social commerce is the use of networking websites such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as vehicles to promote and sell products and services. The success of a social commerce campaign is measured by degree to which consumers interact with the company's marketing through tweets, likes, and shares. Example of social commerce includes customer reviews, user recommendations, social shopping tools, forums and communities, and social advertising. Next, we shall see the growing impact of social commerce. Social commerce is uh, boosting at a high rate, which is affecting every e-commerce business owner to sell their products on different social media platforms. We have been knowing so many social media, hence we use them directly: the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so on. So one by one, we will see how it impacts the social commerce. First one, we will see about Facebook. Among all, Facebook is the most popular social media platform for selling products. You can use Facebook ads to promote your products. Second one is Twitter. It is another social platform which is allowing e-store owners to sell their products. Twitter permits customers and followers to provide product information with discounts and special offers. So what differentiates the Facebook and the Twitter part is Facebook deals with ads, and here the Twitter is having special discounts and special offers. Third one is Pinterest. It has the best way to attract customers by sharing the most attractive pictures by pinning them to the website. The customer will visit the site, and if found usable or interesting, then definitely he or she will buy that particular product. So here the specialty is attractive pictures. Next is Instagram. It is special for visual effects and showcases, tools that online companies use to insert different advertisements for attracting customers. Instagram has a little bag type of icon, bag icon, called as install now on its website. and price tags which provides a flexible and smooth experience for all customers. So these are the 4 trendy social media platforms for selling products and reaching a wider audience. Hence, we have covered the 2 forms of e-commerce, that is mobile commerce or m-commerce and social commerce. Now let's switch over to the e-commerce technology. E-commerce draws on technologies such as m-commerce, electronic funds transfer, internet marketing, online transaction processes, inventory management systems, EDI, etc. Let's see one of the common e-commerce technology among all these, that is EDI, electronic data interchange. This is a process which allows one company to send information to another company electronically. It is the electronic interchange of business information using a standard format. It covers most things without using paper. So it is a paperless method. That's why it is called electronic interchange. Business entities conducting business electronically are called trading partners. Many business documents can be exchanged using EDI. 2 common documents which are referred to here are purchase orders and invoices. Purchase order is issued by a buyer to a seller. I repeat, purchase order is issued by a buyer to a seller, indicating types, quantities, and agreed prices for products or services. So what will be included in the purchase order? Type of product, quantities, and agreed prices. And second part is invoice or the bill. This is a commercial document issued by a seller to a buyer. When you buy something, the bill is given to you in return. So this is called as invoice. So invoice is a commercial document issued by a seller to a buyer relating to a sale transaction and indicating products, quantities and the agreed prices which the seller had provided to the buyer. So these are the documents which are included in the electronic data interchange. Some of the advantages of EDI include: first one, reduced paper work. As a lot of paper documents are replaced with electronic documents like online forms, purchase orders, invoices, etc. There is a huge reduction in paperwork. Second, reduction in data entry errors. Chances of errors are much less here because you are using a computer for data entry. Third one, reduced cost. As the time is saved, as orders are processed very effectively, EDI proves to be highly cost effective. Next, increase in speed. Orders can be processed as soon as they are entered into the system, which reduces the processing time of the transfer documents. Fifth one is standard means of communication. EDI enforces standards on the content of data and its format, which leads to cleaner communication. And last advantage is enhanced transaction security. Data is securely shared across a wide variety of communication protocols and security standards. So these were some of the advantages of EDI, electronic data interchange. While businesses enjoy benefits of EDI, some companies are still cautious to try it out due to the limitations. So next we will see some of the disadvantages or limitations of EDI. The first one being cost of implementation. Though EDI provides massive cost saving benefits, setup cost, redesigning, implementing software applications, and maintenance can be quite costly for small businesses. These are some of the additional costs. Second, electronic system safety. An EDI system installed would require protection from hacking, malware, viruses, or other cybersecurity threats or online frauds. So, safety should be assured. Third one, suitable backup system. EDI requires regular maintenance. So a proper data backup system is needed in case of any system crash or the statistical purpose. So extra cost is required for it. Fourth, staff training cost. Staff needs training in order to run EDI enabled software. Investment has to be done in this staff training also. And last, EDI standard changes. The business process depends on EDI standard format. If any of the standard format changes, then the business process has to be changed accordingly. So these were the pros and cons of EDI. So EDI is a computer to computer interchange of strictly formatted documents via telecommunication or physically transported on electronic storage media. EDI can save a lot of money if an effective number of partners is identified. So that was about EDI. So in this session, first we learned about what is m-commerce or the mobile commerce. Then we saw what is social commerce. And lastly, we had a brief intro to the electronic data interchange or the EDI. That's all for today. Thank you.